Discipline your child. If you look closely to that picture, that's a 2 to 3 year old pointing the middle finger looking very angry. To me, I would say that there's a lack of discipline, or maybe he needs to be disciplined for that action if that's the first time he did that. According to Wikipedia.com, discipline means to instruct a person to follow a set of code of conduct. It says a person, so you can either get disciplined when you're a younger child and it'll be able to go through your lifetime, or you can get disciplined when you're older and your life is almost over with. The purpose of any discipline is to leave an impression on someone. Today, what I will go over with you is spanking when it is necessary, leading by an example, and being consistent with your child's discipline. Spank when it is necessary is the first thing that I will talk about. According to according to Robert Larsley, he's a psychology professor. He states that to the delegates that children between the ages 2 to 6 year old who are spanked by loving parents are more likely to be well adjusted children. According to the Holy Bible, it even enforces discipline for your children. He who spares the rod hates his son, but he who loves him is careful to discipline him. Another one is do not withhold discipline from a child. If you punish him with the rod, he will not die. Punish him with the rod and he will live. And the last one is he who spares the rod hates his son, but he who loves him is careful to discipline him. The next thing I will talk about is leading by example. And this is very important because we as parents walk around thinking that we can do things that's not acceptable and expect our children to obey us. If you are cursing, it is hard to tell your child not to curse and cursing is bad. Lead by example. If you don't want your child to grow up disrespecting adults and their elders, then you do the same. Respect all people that's around you. Children pays close attention to the adults. So what I notice a lot is when parents tell their children a lie to the bill collectors. When the bill collector call, they'll say, "Bill collector, mommy." They'll be like, "Tell them mommy not here." That's teaching your child a lie, but you won't want your child to lie to you. So enforce their behavior whenever you're dealing with your child. The last thing is to be consistent. Be consistent in your methods, discipline, and how you discipline your child. Because if your child gets in trouble today and they get disciplined, they get punished. And then tomorrow they do the same thing and it's okay, then your child is not going to know what's right and what's wrong. Their child going to feel that you're not consistent, so they're going to do whatever. Your child should learn to understand that there are predictable consequences. So if it's not predictable, you can't get mad and you can't discipline your child because you didn't teach them the right way from the beginning. An educational psychologist by the name of Robert McKenzie say, don't do for your kids what they can do for themselves. Because basically all you're doing is handicapping your child. So if your child knows that it's time to go to bed or know when it's time to do something, then you can't hold yourself responsible for that. Hold your child responsible for that action. And if your child, be consistent wherever your child goes somewhere. If your child goes to grandmother's house, or if your child goes to school, if your child goes outside to be with their friends, that disciplinary actions that you take on them should reflect those. So when they go to school, grandma's house, they should act the same way. They shouldn't act bad when they go to grandma's house, but when they're at home, they act different. You should teach them to act that way whenever they go anywhere. In conclusion, I want you to make a choice today. Would you rather your child get beat by an officer when they're an adult, or would you rather discipline your child yourself and let them know what's right from wrong when they're younger? Another thing, would you rather put your child in timeout, or would you rather your child have a permanent life sentence of jail, which is similar to timeout, but it's not by the parent who produced the child, but it's by the government? Which one seems fair to you? I will need a raise of hands for the people that would like to make an action today, that they are willing to spank when it is necessary, lead by example, and be consistent with their children discipline. And remember that even if you're not a parent to any children, you are around children, you need to be an example for them because they look up to you.